Hello, good afternoon. Sorry, I'm not very organized. Hang on just a second. Let me get us brought up on my Chromebook, I hope. I was organized, but I got sidetracked. I'm easily sidetracked, I think, these days. I didn't used to be. But anyway, is what it is. Looks like you can see my board. Come in and say hi. Let's see. That's not what I want to do. I'll get it. I don't know why it does that. Not sure that by doing that, it's going to show me the comments. So let me get it brought up on my iPad. Come in and say hi. This will just take me a second and I'll be ready to go. I've been to church and we had a dinner today, so I was late getting home. But I made it. Let's see. I can see it fine on my Chromebook, but I'm not seeing comments. They're just not coming up. Hey, hi Cheryl. Hey Gloria. Hey Hester. Happy Sunday, everybody. So, I did, when I got home from church, real quick, throw some stain on this board, which is, let me give you the size. It's just a pine board. 11 by 16. And I am going to, it's really bugging me. Bugging me. Maybe if I brought my mouse in here, I'd do better, but let's try this. I know. Okay, maybe. No, so I'm just going to give it up. Well, wait, one more thing. Try. Shows me there's comments. Just didn't say on who, so never mind. We'll move on. Heck with it, you guys. I hope you're having a nice day. It is sunshiny here, although I think it's supposed to get cloudy and a cold front go through to cool it down a little bit more. Anyway, I'm going to put some clear Fusion Mineral furniture wax around my edges because I'm going to make this look old. I don't know if I'm going to like what I have in my mind to do today or not. But it's what I came up with in a hurry. So, we're going to do it. I haven't used this stencil yet, so. What I got sidetracked, I did I guess it's a milk bottle on my live on last Tuesday or Thursday one. Anyway, I've lost track, but I put a paint inlay from IOD on it, and I got sidetracked because I wanted some Christmas flowers in there, and of course, had to be right now. But anyway. All, All right, I'm going to use Folk Art Vintage White, my old standby. You guys been crafting, or you been having family barbecues and all that kind of stuff? I don't have any family much that close to do that. My sister's here, but they're leaving tomorrow to go to Yellowstone, so. And I've got a son that lives close. But I don't see a whole lot of him, unless I need something, and then he's right here to help, but otherwise not so much. And my other son's too far away. So, well, he's 3 hours away, but his wife works a lot of weekends. Anyway, we had way more food at church than we needed, and that's for sure. So I think I'm going to have a nap after my live, you guys. That's my favorite thing to do on Sunday afternoon anyway, so not a big deal. Jim was fussing at me for how many layers of paint I use on stuff because it's hard to sand off. So I'm going to add another layer on this. Hey, Hester, how are you? It's good to see you guys. Really the nicest weather for a Labor Day weekend that I remember for a while. And we've had a pretty good weekend. I worked over at the shop where my booth is yesterday afternoon. And tomorrow, I like to do my reels for the week all on Monday, so I'll probably work on that. That way I'll have that done. That's about dry enough for me to go ahead and add a light second coat. So any of you got big plans for tomorrow? Or are you just crafting? So that's not what I want. I want more paint. The stencil that I'm going to use today is the Salem Sisters Apothecary. I hadn't used that yet. And it's about the only one that I haven't out of the fall and Halloween collection, I think. Getting close anyway. Alrighty. That's all the white I'm going to need. So I'll dry that off. First I thought I had dirt on my board, but it's on my iPad screen. Yeah, I I can see that there's a lot of comments I've missed. What I'm not seeing is the comments. I'll read them later today, you guys, and if you've got questions, I'll answer them. Otherwise, hi, and thanks for joining me this afternoon. I appreciate you. I also forgot to send out my message on my Facebook chat thing saying I was going to be live, so not very organized. Comments on my iPad, they just don't feed up. They just sit there. I think this is pretty well dry. I'm just going to leave my sides brown. For now anyway, I may decide to go back and make them white. Alright, that'll work. Let's sand this off. I want this to look old because I think my witches are too busy to keep their sign painted. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Let's see. Probably pick that up and shake it off, but I'm not gonna. And I didn't put any wax in the center part of my board, so that's the difference in the amounts that sanded off. If you want to be able to sand back and have it look aged, then use some wax or something. It doesn't have to be furniture wax. You can use candle wax, whatever. And your paint won't adhere as well. And you can sand it back. So, I'm going to put this towards the top. Is what I think I want to do. And tape it down. I'm going to try. Well, the main thing I don't want to do is my bottles, but maybe I don't want to do any of that, so I'll put some tape over it. I always like anything that's apothecary. I don't know why, but I always like signs and stuff that say apothecary. I think they're neat. Because I didn't need to go that far. I'm going to do my broom first because I am going to do it colored, and I think I'll use my domed brushes so that I don't have to tape that off. That one ought to be about the right size for the handle. Use this one for the broom part itself. And I've used this before. I guess I was just too lazy to open it the correct way. So I'll do the same thing again. All right, come out, paint. This is Folk Art, I think Hazy Moon. I'll tell you for sure in just a sec. No, it isn't. It's Sunflower. I don't know where I got Hazy Moon, but it's Sunflower. So, if you're new to stenciling, dip your brush in the puddle of paint and work it up into your bristles about halfway. And you do the same thing whether it's a domed brush or a flat brush, but these domed brushes need to be offloaded even more than a regular brush to keep from having bleed. And wipe them off until you don't see any shiny, glistening paint on the outside of your brush. Do my handle. Well, I'm going to end up using this for stars too, so I will put that in a bag for now. Keep it from drying out. I've got some bark brown here that I was going to use for my handle. Okay. I use a light circular motion generally for stenciling. And apply more pressure as I use the paint out of the brush. All right, I'm done with that brush, but I want to get a detail brush. I'm going to dip my brush in some water and then dip it in the paint so the paint's not as thick. I don't know if this is what I wanted to do or not. I've got a comb brush, which might work better, but I think it's almost too big. I thought I had a smaller one. Let's see how this does. Okay, I don't know how that's going to look when I take that up, but it'll be fine. Then, I'm going to use black paint, and I've got black multi-surface Folk Art. is just almost too thick, some of these folk arts in these big bottles. You can't get it out without getting a big glob of it. Let's see. Okay. Doing the same thing, dipping my brush in the paint, working it up in the bristles. See, about halfway, maybe not quite. And then get all the paint off the outside of your brush and some of the other as well. And let's go. Just going to make my witch hair all black. And sometimes I go one direction for a while and then the other direction for a while. It helps get it all filled in good when you do that. I like the font on this. I'm going to use a blocker right there because I don't want to have to change brushes again. Could use a little more paint. See if I've got any. Nope, still not seeing any more comments. Gonna have to try to figure out what's going on. And then all the elixirs and tonics, potions and powders. Thought about doing my sign purple too, but I decided I'd just do a worn, aged look. let's see what we got. I'm going to lay it back down in a bit and do some yellow on it. I'll lay that aside. I don't need the black brush anymore. I've got some of the rub-on transfers from the called Vintage Apothecary labels. And I'm going to incorporate some of those into my sign. Let's go. There. Don't want that on my sign. Don't know if that's straight or not, but looks like it could be. Or could not. Go over it all good once and then start in a corner. Kind of a circular motion most of the time. Piece of tape and see if I can start peeling that backing off. Yeah, so far. See if I can rub this left-handed without having my arm right in front of the camera. Okay, Serpent's Breath Elixir. What else have I got? Raven's Blood. If I peel the back off of it, it won't work too well if it's still on there. Tape. No. Take that back off because I can't see where I'm rubbing. Sure that's laying down good. Serpent Whisperer's Dust. Oh, Spirit Whisperer's Dust. That makes more sense, I guess. well, back to the tape. I've got two more, but I think that's almost overdoing it. I do like this Ghost Tonic for spectral fatigue. That's funny. And crushed bat wing dust. Those are cute, but I think I'm gonna not be too many on this side. So I'm gonna lay this back down. Tape off of there. Got a little carried away with my tape. I know that's hard to believe. Okay. All right. Go back to my yellow brush. Yeah, I thought I did. Felt it. Don't need that laying there because that's how I get my arm in the paint. Get my stars where I haven't added a rub on. Just a little bit more and I'll have that. And I think I'm going to move this down. And add a few more because this board is a little bigger than my stencil. Okay. Here we go, you guys. Salem Sisters Apothecary. I think it turned out pretty cute. I wasn't too sure if I was going to like that with the rub-ons or not, but I think it's cute. I think I was going to overdo it, but I think it turned out okay. So I hope you guys like it. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I wish I could read the comments. I'll try one more quick time. I will be live. Nope, no more. I will be live again Thursday at 11 on Decoupage Central as well as my page. I had a request to do the snow globe with the Santa that I've got on a little stand. So I probably will do that, and maybe something else. Anyway, if you can join me, thanks, you guys. I appreciate you. I love you. As always, I appreciate you spending your time with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your holiday weekend. I'll go get the paint off of me and clean up my brushes and take a nap. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.